The next thing that we talk to folks about from a ransomware prevention perspective is password management, and especially for the remote team, your data center, and your cloud applications, and your cloud platform as a service, infrastructure as a service type of stuff. The things that we recommend they focus on first and foremost are non-human accounts.
Okay.
When was the last time your Active Directory Kerberos encryption key was rolled over and updated? 99.999% of the people we talk to, it's never been done. It's like,
right.
That's an enormous risk. Your service accounts, your non-human accounts on the Windows side, on the Linux side, your daemons, things like that. You need to have a plan to automate the changing of those passwords, hopefully based on risk. Once that's automated and you can wipe it off your risk portfolio, then we start to look at human-based accounts. Also from a risk perspective. How often do you want to change those passwords, or what type of complexity thing?
Yeah, that's a good point. We've seen in environments people have say they have a service account for like Veeam backups and domain admin. That password, runs the backups. They're running nightly, maybe even every half hour, something like that. Password never changes for years.
Right, and people don't. A lot of people don't look at CPU utilization during off hours. I mean, CPU utilization during off hours is a clear indicator that some automated thing is trying to crack passwords during the times that you're sleeping. The Windows sysvol container on everybody's laptop contains an enormous amount of passwords. And if you go to sleep at 9 o'clock at night and you get up at 8 in the morning, it's somebody has 11 hours that they can keep your CPU pegged trying to crack the passwords in that sysvol container. It's a serious risk. I mean, you can either try to install things to check CPU utilization on every endpoint. Say you have 1,000 endpoints, that becomes a nightmare. Or you can just centrally change the password time to live. Say, now it's eternal for your service accounts. Change it to every 8 hours. Change it to every 4 hours. Who cares? I mean, it's a complete and utter automation, and it's a fantastic way to eliminate business risk.
Man,
the third thing we recommend to folks for ransomware prevention is backup architecture analysis. A great majority of people today are backing up systems and applications and data to their cloud environment, AWS, Alibaba, Google, Microsoft. What does that backup architecture look like? Could you inadvertently be backing up malware that's active and working in your backups and inadvertently import it into your hopefully your critical backups, the ones you're going to restore from in the cloud? And what does that architecture look like? How do you take a critical system, like say Oracle financial data for your, you just finished quarter end, you close the books for the quarter, you close the books monthly for the last 3 months, and you want to back up that data and archive it. How do you do that? Do you just do it as a blob object and shove it into Veeam or something else that pumps it up to the cloud? Or do you stop and do some deep threat scanning in those blob objects looking for risks before you send it up to the cloud? What does that architecture look like? So we make the recommendation that we put a lot of effort into what the value of that data, the value of those applications is, and take a hard look at that backup architecture and make recommendations.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. No, thanks for sharing that. That's really huge.